That's a super giant bear. I think it's the biggest bear I've ever shot, but he's really big and kind of freaking scary, and it's really dark in there.
Argo How to Hunt is brought to you by Argo XTV. Go anywhere. And these fine sponsors.
Welcome back to How to Hunt. I'm Zach Brown with Ryan Kohler, and this is our second part of the bear episode. And I'm kind of excited for this because we're talking about old memories. And I don't know about you, but I forget so much. And when you start looking back and seeing these clips, and you're like, oh yeah, we did that. Oh, that was a big bear. Oh, that did almost get in our tent.
Yeah,
It's
you
super
forget
cool.
so much. I'm like twice your age. I forget all of it, but not the bear things though. Like that's one of the things that you really don't forget, and that's what's super special about bears is like it's a predator. You're feeding a predator in the wild.
Yeah.
That's totally nuts. So you don't forget certain things.
Even just the closeness of them, like as you're in bear baiting, bear hunting, you're
Sure.
within 20, 30 yards. And anytime you show your friend or tell them or explain it, they're like, wait,
Yeah.
what? You're that close? Aren't they going to attack you? Aren't they going to kill you? And you're like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
it's not like that. But yes, I understand your concern.
And you can take it two different ways too. Like people say like they prefer to spawn stock over baiting, but I would way rather bait bears. You're around them all the time. You're feeding them every day. You're seeing them every day. It's way different. You really learn about the animal when you do something like that.
Yeah.
Spawn stock is like it's a different type of thing. I've done it. It's awesome, and shot some big bears with my bow, spawn stock, but it's nothing like baiting them. Nothing.
And I think half the fun too is the actual baiting them, right? You're driving your quad, you're building bridges, you're spending time outdoors. Like half the fun, you spend most of your time baiting and a little bit hunting.
Yes.
And I mean, you got to dial in your quad, right? You got to dial in your chainsaw, all these little added things that you add to your quad.
We could have a 2-hour conversation on just those,
On
just
how
that.
to have your quad
just
set
how to have your quad set up. Yeah.
But you're outside, right? And that's the main thing is that you're outside, you're hunting, you're baiting, you're on your, it's so fun. I honestly do say this from a guiding background. It's probably my favorite thing to do because you're outside and it's warm, right? I'm a very fragile person, so I don't want the cold. And you're seeing animals. It's an exciting hunt. There's usually never no bears, right? There's always bears.
Yeah, there's always bears. Yeah, especially when you put meat out in the woods where bears live. Bears like meat. And I love the beginning of the season the most just because you have cold nights. I like the cool evenings, hot days, and then no bugs and no leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's deadly, right? And then those big bears coming in on meat, which we'll probably talk about in a bit. But right now, we're going to take a look at some really fun stuff that Zach and I have done in the last few years. Pretty crazy stuff.
Zach just yelled, "Bear, bear." We got a bear in camp. He was just in that tent right there. Zach said his paw came right in the tent. And he's right there now. Was that scary? It's exciting. It's scary. It's not his fault. If you can see, that's his watering hole. We just happened to camp right in line. Big bear here. We're gonna find it. Zach's gonna get him.
That was a long day on the quad. What is Zach doing? Zach, what are you doing?
Just pumping gas. What'd you think I was doing? You always wonder why I have one arm bigger than the other. Because I just pump gas all day.
Stream all your favorite episodes of How to Hunt at wildtvplus.ca.
Okay, we're back with our podcast part of the show, and this is going to be kind of fun for me and Zach because we've done some stupid stuff together in the woods. I'm saying some of it's stupid because do not try it at home. We had a year where COVID was a major impact on everybody's lives, and all the guides and outfitters went out and hunted and put up baits and stuff, and we did some funny things there.
Yeah, we did.
That was funny.
And kids were involved.
Kids were involved. Yeah, we had one almost eaten.
Yeah, that's debating. You whether it was
Debatable.
just,
Yeah, you
yeah,
don't really know. But when a bear comes stalking
close.
behind a little girl at 10 feet while you're flipping burgers, I mean, that's getting pretty close.
Yeah. I just remember the bait system. I think I was with your son, and we were just waiting for that big bear. And we never had a shot. We didn't end up shooting it, but being across the road, well, the quad trail, was the best memory. It wasn't maybe the smartest thing to do.
No, it wasn't the smartest,
But I did have a gun. They're loaded. It was ready.
yeah, we were prepared. We're
Yeah.
guides, outfitters, so we knew what was going on. We had a lot of experience with bears. Again, don't do it at home. But what we did is we brought all the bait into the camp, basically, and we opened the barrels. So bears were all around us the whole time, and we actually watched the rut like around our camp. We actually watched the rut happen around the camp, and bears were running around the camp just like you'd see whitetails running around. It was pretty wild.
I think people don't think about the fuel savings, but you're not driving 20, 30 an hour. Okay, there's no quad.
Yeah, there's some benefits to doing it.
You wake up in the morning.
Again, I don't recommend it. I'm going to say that a lot here.
Yeah.
But you had a bear come on your tent, climb on the tent, try to jump in the tent. That was pretty entertaining. We had multiple bears coming in the camp, and the part that sucked is they get all your food. Like,
Yeah.
they definitely go through the camp. They go in the kitchen. They get everything.
Yeah. Well, the issue is like usually you have your camp bear, which is like an annoying bear you don't want to shoot because it's too small. But in our situation, our camp bear was a big
huge.
bear. Yeah, yeah.
I ended
Would
up
be like
shooting the camp bear in my
a
sandals. So
trophy bear.
and again, this is not a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
none of this is a good idea.
Yeah. Usually you have your bait, a mile away or further, even further. So you go away from camp, pick
Yeah.
up your food, and
So,
then
but
go
we
to your
did
base.
have baits that were, I don't know, for sure, a kilometer, maybe
Yeah.
a little less than
Yeah.
a kilometer,
Yeah.
and you could see them with the binos from the camp. So it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we still had like some safety there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there was enough distance between what we were doing where it was still safe. We weren't, doing anything totally out of. It was a little bit wacky, but it wasn't, out of the realm of, like, we weren't treading on illegal things.
No. And I think the issue is you become comfortable with bears, right? And I think as a guide, you always got to try to watch this line, like on a serious note, because it's like yes, you become comfortable. You realize this isn't normal, right? I mean, most people would see a bear and they're gone or they're yelling at it, and it's like, the world's ending. But for us, it's like, oh, there's a bear. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
And actually, out of all the bears, there was only one really nasty one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did like a count in my head, and this isn't like, obviously this has nothing to do with any type of scientific study.
Yeah, sure.
But out of 40 bears, I
Mhm.
figured that I had seen, one of them was basically screwed up.
Yeah.
Like, he was nasty.
Very aggressive.
We called him Nasty Basti or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. And he was for sure a bear that would bite you.
Yeah.
Like, or eat you or what.
I think I'm the same way, where I can remember one or two bears where you went to a bait site and it was like that bear, usually a female.
That bear ran
yeah,
at the
ran at the
machine.
yeah.
Like, it ran at the Argo,
Yeah.
full tilt. And
But
we're like,
the other 39 bears, the majority of your season is uninterrupted. There's nothing to be
100%.
afraid about.
No,
Well,
nothing.
sorry. There's always something to be afraid about, but nothing to be worried about, I should say.
Yeah, I agree. Bear outfitters in Alberta, there's a lot of them, right?
Yep.
And everybody hunts bears every year and shoots bears every year, and we don't really have any bear attacks every year. Nobody really gets eaten by bears on bear baits.
Correct.
So it's pretty safe, I'd say.
Yeah.
And as long as you take precautions, it should be good.
Yeah.
But we had one instance where we were trying to attract bears, and so Zach decided to cook a beaver
Oh, yeah.
on the grill
Yeah.
in the bait site.
Yeah.
So we weren't really being like, super hunty quiet. We were more just having the best time.
Well, I think you're not fooling these bears, right? They smell you from a mile away. They know when you're in the bait. So, like, whether you're doing, some guys, it's actually like, they'll burn bacon at the top of their blind or whatever.
Yeah,
But I was
so
like,
why not
they
cook a
eat
beaver?
They eat it, right?
It's like it's their favorite thing,
Yeah.
right?
And it's funny because you could see the wind and the smoke going back into the beaver.
But why is it that you come up with these things that make so much sense, that just are so goofy and silly? But like, at the end of the 20 minutes of watching me cook the beaver, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, this is brilliant. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
why don't we do this? Like,
I don't know if it's gonna. It's fun, but like, is it gonna make that much of a difference?
don't know.
I don't know.
I
It
don't
is
know
fun to
either.
do though.
I don't know.
I used to put oyster oil on the ladder to my tree stand.
Yeah.
Deliberately.
That's a thing.
Yeah, but just
A lot
so
of outfitters will do that.
just so the bear could come up and you could have that cool encounter.
Sure,
right?
he takes
He's
some
gonna lick the
grease and you just
steps.
kind of walk it over to the stand underneath the stand. So
Yeah.
clients are like, the bear came right up my stand, or it was right underneath me. Rah, 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 rah. So,
Yeah, it makes for a good picture. You're just snapping photos. The bear's face is right there.
yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah. So we are going to go to a commercial break right now and then come back with the biggest bear I've ever shot.
It's a big bear.
Monster. Stay tuned. It's awesome. We've got 6 baits on this run, and some of the cameras we pulled are just older cameras with SD cards. So now I'll be sitting here with my low-down viewer, and I'm just gonna watch this bait to see what shows up. The low down viewer, I really like it for bear camp, especially because when you have 30 or 40 or 50 cameras out there and you just want to check them quickly, you can get through pictures fast. And it's a bigger screen than your phone, and I can just go right to what I want to see. It saves a lot of time, especially if we're talking about bears, because you get so many pictures.
We needed that. That's my fever. She's not fever after all. The secret sauce, especially when you to be eating big bears. Sucks.
Sitting over there, pulping young bear, just chewing on a beaver. It's looking for a super jumbo, so even though he's pulping young, I'm gonna let him pass.
It's big. There's big. That's why I saw this bear last year. Same thing. He's grown quite a bit. He's at that 5'6" mark. Like he's definitely sure. But Oh, there. I think so, yeah. Just wondered. That bear was that bear is enormous. Like it took the air away. It was like it wasn't even hit. Never seen anything like that. Big hole right through that bear shirt, like right through the center.
And that bear is in. That's a super giant bear. I think it's the biggest bear I've ever shot. It's got to be. Anyway, he's dead in this little hollow, but he's really big and kind of freaking scary, and it's really dark in there. And I know he's dead now, but that's a big one. Blair's going up to this bear right now. Oh man, got to be sure. Like it's in this pit here.
Okay, and I'll get a long stick.
Okay, so there's other bears here. We're trying to do this light right, and it's a little haywire. There's three other bears here, and he's toast.
Toast, man.
Yep, I can see him.
Center.
Oh, holy, he's huge. Oh my god. This is the biggest black bear I'll ever shoot. I decided to buy the tags in this zone and go hunting one more time for black bears, and I guess I was just given a gift here because this bear is enormous. His head is enormous, his body's enormous. The whole thing is just a monster. He's gonna be a really heavy bear and just a great representation of the animals that live in the area that we've got the tags in. There's lots of bears like this here. Last year I saw him. He was here last year also, and he never came in the daylight one time. This was the first time we ever saw him in the daylight. And, you know, I just got lucky, to be honest. This is definitely well into Pope and Young, and I'm just tickled to be here with this bear.
Welcome back to How to Hunt. I'm Zach Brown here with Ryan Kohler, and we just watched a very big bear get shot. And from my perspective, there's lots of questions I could ask. You mentioned you had the bear before, or you've talked about that. The bear was there previously. I've always sometimes seen that pattern, but sometimes those bears just leave and you never see them again. And I know that was on like this river channel that you mentioned was really good and a really cool pinch point. Why would that bear come back, and how big was it? Because it's pretty big.
Oh, it was the biggest bear I'd ever shot and seen on the ground. And the part that kind of irks me a little bit is we had, I was very thankful to have Blair St. Martin there because he filmed it, but he's never filmed anything before, like never filmed a hunt or never filmed a kill. So he filmed this bear. And so we don't get you don't get a zoom in, a clean zoom in and a really good look at it. So the video is kind of far away. So you can't actually see how big this bear really is, but it's mondo. So I don't know if you remember this, but Sean Matthias was hunting with me the year before. He shot that like beautiful color bear. It was amazing. All these bears were on the same bait, which was also really weird, right? We had a humongous colored bear that actually shot low and lost the year before. Then Sean shot another huge colored bear on that same bait. But this black bear has been there the whole time. And so I just went back to that bait thinking hopefully that he'd come back. And I think they do. It's just that when, you know what I mean? There's a big gap on that. Like they do come back, but when? And then can you be there at that time? And all those things have to align. Now we had Moultrie trail cams up, right? And I think that's really changing the game. Like you can go when it's there. So if you get a hit at noon, you can rip to that bait. It takes us more time because we're in a wilderness camp and it's like an hour. It was actually like an hour and 45 minutes to that bait on a quad. So even if you got a picture at whatever time, you know, really like it makes a difference. But at the same time, an hour and 45 minutes for bear to walk like in the wilderness is a long time.
A lot of time.
So how big was the bear? It was in the 20s, 20 and a half, something skull.
People are going to want to know, like, how big was this
I
bear?
honestly forgot. To be honest with you, I'd have to go back and look and figure out the numbers.
It's a big bear.
It hasn't been measured yet. Like we have the ABA coming up in April.
Yeah.
And so it's at the taxidermist now. They measured it, but it hasn't been officially measured yet. But it's somewhere 20 and a half, somewhere in there. And then it was 7 feet. You know what I mean? Like, so it's huge. And it was 300 something pounds. I have some great videos on my phone if I was trying to put on the quad, and it just all over the quads.
And you recovered it at night, which for any bow hunter, anybody hunting in general.
Well, the craziest thing about that bear was I smoked him and he just walked away like nothing happened.
That's a little
Still, it
unnerving.
was spooky.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all the time we have for How to Hunt. If you want to watch the full episode, the full podcast, Zach and I are going to do a full hour on the Wild TV Plus app and on Spotify. So if you're interested to learn more about bears, the details, all about baiting, all about the hunt, all about everything we've done, tune into the new How to Hunt podcast. It's pretty awesome.
Argo How to Hunt is brought to you by Argo XTV. Go anywhere. And these fine sponsors.